भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 21. The gopis glorify the song of Krishna's flute. Text 7. So please repeat after me. Can you go to the word to word? Shri Gopyah Uchuhu Akshanvatam Palam Idham Na Param Vidamaha Sakyah Pashun Anuviveshayatoho Vayasyaihi Vaktram Vraja Isha Sutayoho Anu Venu Jushtam Yaihi Va Nipitam Anurakta Kata Aksham Moksham. Shri Gopyauchuhu Akshanvatang Palamidam Naparang Vidhama Sakya Pashun Anuviveshayator Vayasyaihi Vaktrang Vrajesha Sutayor Anavenu Jushtang Yairva Nipitam Anurakta Kataksha Moksham. Shri Gopyauchuhu Akshanvatang Palamidang Naparang Vidama Sakyaf Pashun Anuviveshayator Vayasyaihi Vaktrang Vrajesha Sutayor Anavenu Jushtang Yairva Nipitam Anurakta Kataksha Moksham. Shri Gopyauchuhu Akshanvatang Palamidang Naparang Vidama Sakya Pashun Anuviveshayator Vayasyaihi Vaktrang Vrajesha Sutayor Anavenu Jushtang Yairva Nipitam Anurakta Kataksha Moksham. Sutayor Anavenu Jushtang Yairva Nipitam Anurakta Kataksha Moksham. Shri Gopyauchuhu अनुवेनुजुष्टं यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षं। माताजी। श्रीगोप्यौचुः अक्षण्वतां फलमिदं न परं विधाम। यैर्वा निपीतमनुरक्तकटाक्षमोक्षम्। Shri Gopyauchuhu, the gopis said, Akshanvatam, of those who have eyes, Palam, the fruit, Idam, this, Na, not, Param, other, Vidamaha, we know, Sakyaha, O friends, Pashun, the cows, Anuviveshayatoho, causing to enter one forest after another, Vayasyaihi, with their friends of the same age, Vaktram, the faces, Vrajaisha, of Maharaja Nanda, Sutayoho, of the two sons, Anuvenujustam, possessed of flutes, Yaihi, by which, Va, or Nipitam, imbibed, Anurakta, loving, Kata aksha, glances, moksham, giving off. Translation and commentary by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The cowherd girl said, O friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaja Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest, surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavana. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. Purport. This translation is quoted from Srila Prabhupada's Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 4, text 155. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has commented as follows. The gopis meant to say, O friends, if you simply remain in the shackles of family life in this material world, what will you ever get to see? The Creator has granted us these eyes, so let us see the most wonderful thing there is to see, Krishna. The gopis were aware that their mothers or other elder persons might hear their romantic words and disapprove, and thus they said, Akshanvatang Palam. To see Krishna is the goal of all persons and not simply ourselves. In other words, the gopis indicated that since Krishna is a supreme object of love for everyone, why couldn't they also love him in spiritual ecstasy? According to the Acharyas, a different gopi spoke this and each of the following verses through text 19. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Akshanvatang Palamidang Shri Gopya Uchuhu Akshanvatang Palamidang Naparang Vidamaha Sakya Pashun Anuviveshayator vayasyaihi vaktrang vrajesha sutayor anavenu jushtang yairva nipitam anurakta kataksha moksham. The cowherd girl said, "O friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaja Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest, surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavana. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision." Yet again, another beautiful glorification of the Lord's entering the forest. So we have right from the two verses, from the 5th verse, Barha Pidam, from that verse where the gopis are glorifying Krishna's beautiful form. They are relishing his beautiful eyes, his face, his lotus hands, his lotus feet, and the way he dressed. They are completely captivated by his beauty. And in this particular verse today, again, the central theme of this entire chapter, we can see Krishna's beauty with his flute, and is also the way he plays the flute and the sound that it produces and how it attracts the devotees of the Vrindavan. That's the main theme of this entire chapter. And particularly we can see in this specific verse, the gopis are pointing that the success of one's having got the senses. We may say in this particular verse they're speaking about the eyes, but all the senses attains its perfection when with the senses we glorify Krishna, when with the senses we admire Krishna. That is why we have got this human form of life. And the gopis are the gopis actually express the ultimate perfection of with one's senses, that they are, by their practical example, they are showing how they are completely, they have become mad and not able to see Krishna for a second. So we can see in the purport, there is actually the translation of this verse is this translation is given by Srila Prabhupada himself, so that they have picked it up from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And if you see this particular verse being quoted in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are a set of verses which are spoken by Krishna's Kaviraja Goswami explains about Krishna's beauty, how Krishna's beauty is so captivating. It's so captivating that the Lord himself has to descend as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the gopis are able to relish Krishna's beauty, and Krishna's beauty is unlimited. Like for example, in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there is Srila Rupa Goswami narrates 64 qualities of Krishna. And actually 64 qualities are the primary qualities. But if you see, Krishna has got unlimited number of qualities. He has unlimited number of qualities, and all his qualities are very, very attractive, very captivating. And so here the Lord, he is seeing what kind of affection my pure devotees are having for me. So he is completely captivated by that. He is saying, "Oh, I'm not able to relish that." Because there are two principles you must know. So there is Vishaya and Ashraya. Vishaya is the object of love, and Ashraya is the one who is experiencing that love. So Krishna being the object of love, he wants to experience what is it that is so attractive. So we will see few of the verses how Krishna's Kaviraja Goswami is explaining that. So I will just read the translations. Maybe some verses I will read as well, along with the verse and translation. So here Krishna's Kaviraja Goswami is this is from the Adi Leela, chapter 4. I'm just reading text from 137. So he's saying that, "Now please hear of another quality, that seeing his own beauty, Lord Krishna began to consider. My sweetness is wonderful, infinite and full. No one in the three worlds can find its limit. Only Radhika, by the strength of her love, tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. There is constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. So, Srimati Radharani being the pinnacle of the gopis, she is the one who is experiencing the topmost love that she has for Krishna. And her love is equally competing with the beauty of Krishna. When her love increases, Krishna's beauty increases. And Krishna's beauty increases, her love increases. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is explaining that who can defeat whom? It's not possible to say. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. Amara madhurya nitya navanava hai. Swaswa prema anurupa bhakte ashwadhai. If I see my sweetness in a mirror, I am tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. So this is what the point at the beginning we were explaining. That Krishna himself is attracted by his own beauty. How to understand this? It's not possible to understand. He himself is attracted completely. So, vichare kariye jadi aswada upai radhika swarupa haite tabe mandhai. If I deliberate on a way to taste it, I find that I hanker for the position of Radhika. This is the reason Krishna comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wants to taste his own nectar. He wants to see how his devotees are. What is it that is so charming in me that they are completely captivated by that? So, it is a very interesting purport by Srila Prabhupada. We need to know this principle. And Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami also discusses this. I'll just read that section. Krishna's attractiveness is wonderful and unlimited. No one can know the end of it. Srimati Radharani alone can relish such extensiveness from her position in the Ashraya category. So Ashraya category means one who relishes the Krishna's beauty, Nama Rupa Guna Leela, is experienced by the devotee. So he is the Ashraya, he is the shelter. And the object of the shelter is Krishna, that is Vishaya. The mirror of Srimati Radharani's transcendental love is perfectly clear, yet it appears clearer and clearest in the transcendental method of understanding Krishna. In the mirror of Radharani's heart, the transcendental features of Krishna appear increasingly new and fresh. In other words, the attraction of Krishna increases in proportion to the understanding of Srimati Radharani. Each tries to supersede the other. Neither wants to be defeated in increasing the intensity of love. Desiring to understand Radharani's attitude of increasing love, Lord Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the internal reason. So generally we say whenever there is an incarnation of the Lord, the reason is that he wants to destroy the demons, he wants to establish dharma, he wants to protect his devotees, but actually the internal reason is he wants to experience the great love what his pure devotees are experiencing. And then Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is quoting today's verse in this relation. A few more verses to come. So we'll just see. Who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all? Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it like Srimati Radharani. What is the experience she is undergoing? I also want to know what is it that she is captivated. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. It thrills the heart of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. So this is when we get first time to study Srila Prabhupada's books, and first time when I heard that Krishna cries for himself, it was little, what is this Krishna crying for himself? How to understand this? It was because this conception is completely out of our mind. The Lord is, generally we have the understanding that Lord is the supreme controller, He is the creator, He is the maintainer. This is the general understanding. But this whole concept of the Lord being the enjoyer was introduced to the entire world by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this theism has come to its threshold. It has come to its ultimate perfection when the Lord cries for himself. These are very high subject matters, but still the window is open to us by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming in parampara through his devotees. So Krishna himself is thrilled to see his beautiful form. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute. or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes efforts to taste that sweetness. The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, the thirst increases constantly. This is the problem. So one can never be satiated by the beauty of the Lord. So that's why we can see all the pure devotees, they're anchoring. Why there is only 2 years? Prithu Maharaj, in one of the prayers, he says that I need thousands and thousands of years. Srila Rupa Goswami also reflects that same point. And then they need many eyes to see his beautiful form. And in fact, Ananta says, he says that just with this millions of mouths, it's not possible to glorify his Nama Rupa Guna Leela. They anchor for more because that is his ever increasing beauty. and Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, Atripta haiha kore vidira nindan avidagda vidibhal na jane srujan. Such a person being unsatisfied begins to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced. So they just blame Brahma that, with his 2 eyes, and then we can see more. He says, Koti netra nahi dil, sabe dila dui, tahate nimishe Krishna ki dekiba mui. He has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He has given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? So this is again, the gopis express this point. Oh Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be simply a fool. Because as Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami explained before, the eyelids, they close, and then the blink of a second they are missing. And also, as we also heard in the previous verses, the last 2 classes, we heard that the gopis are a little disappointed. So that's why it's a kind of a transcendental envy they have over the gopas, they have over the cows, the others who are always roaming around with Krishna. They're able to relish his beautiful face. But the gopis cannot, because they have to stay in the house, they have to do the household work. So they are simply cursing themselves. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after a long separation. They secured and embraced him in their hearts through their eyes. And they attained a joy so intense that not even perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. So there is no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate indeed. So this is the subject matter. So the real fortune, if a person has got eyes, the fortune of having their eyes is to see the beautiful form of Krishna. For us to relate, so we come, we offer our obeisances to the Guru, we come to the temple, we offer pranam to the deities. We see the beautiful decorations, we come for Mangalarti, we come for Darshan. We see, of course, the devotee's understanding is there. The devotee's understanding, rather than we are seeing, this is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Drik Drishtya Vichar. What is it that we can see the Lord? The Lord has to see us. So we have to render service in such a way, the Lord is pleased. And as today's verse explains, Kataksha Moksham, the Lord gives sidelong glances. The Lord's glance helps us to be purified. So that's the whole subject matter of today's verse, that the eyes become fortunate when we try to see the beautiful form of the Lord. Unless we do that, unless we hanker to do that, then there is no use of having eyes. It is as good as we are blind. No, I can see so many things. Yes, you can see so many things. What is the use of seeing all those so many things? You'll be seeing so many things for millions and millions of years in so many different bodies, again and again and again and again and again. So we may say that I have eyes, I have a good vision, but actually we don't have vision. We are actually blind. That's the reality. So one can get rid of the blindness only when with our eyes we could see the beautiful form of the Lord. The Lord is very merciful. He comes in the form of the Archa Vigraha, so that He allows us to render service to Him. He allows us to decorate Him. He allows us to the various festivals, in various ways, how we treat. Different devotees are in different moods. Someone is in Vatsalya Bhava, someone is in Dasya Bhava, someone is in Madhurya Bhava, someone. So in different moods, devotees to the Lord allows us to serve. So yesterday we were hearing how the different devotees reciprocate in various ways. And we being the sadhakas, we actually worship the Lord, although they are Radha Krishna, you worship in the mood of Lakshmi Narayana. That means that with awe and reverence we do all the things, but we know what is the highest philosophy, or what is that the Madhurya it's offering. So the point here is that the gopis are lamenting that they are, their eyes, those who are able to relish. So the gopis are giving a statement in this verse that a success for a person happens when they are able to relish the beautiful face of Krishna and Balaram, who is moving to the forest. Specifically, they're pointing at Krishna, and they're saying that the sidelong glance. Krishna actually, a little bit, he turns his face because he's holding the flute, and the flute is also actually relishing Krishna's beauty. The cows are relishing, in the commentaries, we don't have time, in the commentaries it is mentioned, the cows are also constantly turning to Krishna in the forest. So like the Krishna is moving to different forests. And the gopis are also pointing out that Krishna actually, he glances at his devotees, what kind of devotees he glances? Those who are rendering service to him. Those who are, with whom he is very pleased. Krishna himself is glancing. So, so that's the point. And we can see in this purport, it's mentioned that what is it that is actually attracting Krishna? Who can see Krishna? It's another point, another question. Only one whose eyes are anointed with the love. So what is that love? That's the pure devotion one has got. He will be able to see Krishna. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shyama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. So Brahma, he just glorifies that. Who are those devotees who can see? One who has anointed his eyes with love. So others cannot see that. So that actually one can develop that love for Krishna by rendering service to him. By rendering service to him, hearing about his qualities, hearing about his great nature, then one gradually develops taste for him, means develops attraction for him by hearing. And then by hearing, after hearing about his glories, it becomes natural that we want to serve such a great personality. And by service, one tries to please Krishna. And when Krishna is pleased, one gets Krishna's loving glances. So this is the whole point. And one's life becomes perfect. Yeah. So, and also we can see, there is another aspect that we can see from one's life. So, we all have got our eyes. So, we are actually seeing so many forms, various forms that we see here. But mostly it is all for our sense gratification. So we try to enjoy the opposite sex. We try to see various objects. So by seeing that, we are just contemplating how we can enjoy it. So then the purpose is defeated of having our eyes. So it's same thing with the ears, same thing with the tongue, same thing with the sense of touch, same thing with all the sensory organs. So that principle point that Krishna is the master of the senses. Rishika Isha. He's called as Rishikesha, Rishika Isha. So with our senses, we should try to please Krishna. And also we see from the examples from the history of great devotees that even those who did not have eyes, apparently the physical eyes with which we can have a gross vision, but they were very intimate devotees of the Lord. They were able to see the Lord, although they did not have external eyes. So we can think of various examples. We can think of the great poet Surdas. He was blind. He was blind from young age, but he had great devotion. Srila Prabhupada gives an example of Bilva Mangala Thakur. So it's a pastime. No, he was attracted by the prostitute. Then he got purified. Then again, when he was traveling towards Vrindavan, he was again attracted by the beauty of another man, by the wife of the beauty of the wife of another man. But then he decided, let me pluck out this. Because the eyes is the problem, let me pluck out these eyes. And then he was very intensely practicing devotion. He was in Vrindavan. Krishna came and then he was actually talking to him. And he wrote Krishna Karnamrita, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very much satisfied. He used to hear from Krishna Karnamrita. So then we can take the example of also other great devotees who have glorified that with all our senses we need to engage in Krishna's service. We have the famous verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam of Ambarish Maharaj. And then there is also another example that I thought was of Quraysh. So when he lost his eyes, of course he gave up his eyes for the sake of his guru, and he said that when he wanted, the Lord wanted to give him back his eyes, he said that I don't want. So he said, no, for service you need to take. So if at all you give me eyes, I just want to see my guru and yourself. I don't want anything else. So this all shows the great devotion of the pure devotees, how they are so much absorbed, and they have. That is why they are being glorified. That is why their names are in the list of pure devotees, because they do not have any other desire other than pleasing Krishna. So that's the perfection of one's life. So there is also, we may see, okay, they're all great personalities. There are also, I just knew a few years back, there was one devotee in Belgaum temple. Actually, his name was Narayana. I'm just telling some background story of himself. He was from around 10 years or something, he lost his vision due to whatever disease he had. So, but he was, he was on, I think, the Maharashtra border side. He was quite, from a young age, they were all trained to hear songs of Tukaram and like that. So he was very devotional. And later devotees, he met devotees later. So then they gradually introduced him to chanting Hare Krishna. And after some time, the devotees said that then he was convinced with the philosophy and then practice. He was very much attracted to chanting the holy names. So he used to chant every day regularly. So he used to come to temple, he used to come for Mangalarati. He cannot see the deities. He used to come regularly for Mangalarati. He used to sit in the japa. He used to come for darshan, hear the Bhagavatam class. And then gradually he started chanting 16 rounds. Then in every day he will chant 32 rounds, like that. He's a nice devotee. So he was practicing. So I just saw one, back to God, the interview some time back. So in that they are asking, so are you not unhappy that don't you feel that the Lord did injustice to you, that you are not able to see, you lost the vision? No, he was very cool. No, I'm so happy. By chanting the holy names, we are able to, Krishna's name and Krishna's form, there is no difference. So he was able to accept and appreciate the philosophy that is given by Srila Prabhupada, which is the philosophy of the conclusions of the scriptures. So he was very much attracted, and then later he was initiated as, he was initiated as Bilva Mangala Thakur Das. That's how he was initiated as. And still he's rendering nice service. So we do not know, we can't even imagine, we have our eyes, but can you imagine without eyes what will be? We cannot think of any objects, how it will look like, nothing. For a person who had some vision for some time, he will have some idea. For a person who is blind from beginning, can you imagine? Nothing he can see, nothing he can imagine. But even such a person, actually, that Chakkudan Dilojay Janme Janme Prabhu say. So we glorify our spiritual master because he gives the transcendental eyes. So that is what we require. We may have our external eyes, but with the external eyes, if we don't appreciate what we have got, what is the use? But also, the nature of the material world is like that. The tendency is to drag and pull everything down. So, but we should be, as the famous, what's her name? Avayar, the Tamil saint, lady saint. She is actually glorifying. She is saying that after we have got the human form of life, and then it's also a great fortune to not be born as a blind or deaf and blind. If you have got the body, so we should use it in the Lord's service. So this is one very important lesson we need to learn, because as long as we are functional, we don't actually value it. But when we lose one of the senses, then it's really difficult. So now we do not know what is in store for us. But when we are having all our senses well intact, we should use the best way to engage in Krishna's service. Every moment, as the gopis are pointing out here, that we should try to render service to the Lord. So we should be attentive in chanting the holy names. We should be very, very much giving our energy, our prana, artha, dhya, vacha, in rendering service to the Lord and His devotees. And also there is for us also, for us these, the Lord's beautiful form and everything is there. For us in this stage, the greatest thing, or in the highest stage also, is to render service to the pure devotees of the Lord. In the section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he actually embraces Sanatana Goswami, when his body was full of pus, and in Jagannath Puri, Sanatana Goswami will be very disgusted. He will say, why you have to touch my body? You are, this is really very painful that you are touching my body. But then there is a beautiful verse that Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami, he is quoting there. He is saying that the perfection of one's life, Akshno palam twadrisham darshanam hi. He says that the greatest benefit one gets of eyes, or the success of one's eyes, is to actually have darshan. Of course, the Lord and His pure devotee as well. So that is what we have got opportunity. There are great fortunate souls who saw Srila Prabhupada. And we are actually seeing the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, many of them who are so dedicated, so much with their body, mind and words, so much they are absorbed. And we could see when they come, when they talk, when they live with us, we could see how they are emanating that Krishna consciousness in them, how they are so much absorbed. So that's the beauty. So Akshno Palam. So that's and then he says that then what is it? Jigva Palam. Kirtanam hi. Twadrisha Kirtanam hi. By engaging in glorifying the pure devotees and the Lord and the pure devotees. That is the glory of having tongue. Tanopalam. The body. With the body we Tanopalam Twadrisha Gatra Sangaha. We come in the association of devotees. And then we discuss, one. So the same thing Ambarish Maharaj also says. Then he says that Sudurlabham, because it's very rare to get the association of such Bhagavatas. So this great transcendental signs of developing pure love for Krishna is given by the pure devotee. So that's the whole point. So we can get the mercy of the Lord. At the same point, again we are repeating, but this point we have to hear it again and again. Gopi Bhritya Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasanada. So the pure devotees of the Lord, the parampara is actually, they are all following the footsteps of the gopis. So all the acharyas, they are doing such menial service. So in one of the verses, Srila Jiva Goswami, he points out that actually we have to just fall at the feet of the gopis. The way they express their love, the way they express, that's the perfection of one's life. So we simply have to appreciate that in our state. So, and also we can see at the end of the commentary, it is mentioned that each and every gopi, in these verses, in the Venu Gita, each and every verse, they are actually is spoken by different gopis. That's being mentioned. There are so much of, in the word-to-word meanings and other things, so much of discussion is there. We'll stop here as we have our sevas. So let's be inspired, and then we actually let us give Krishna to others. So that's a great opportunity for Janmashtami festival. We are going out everywhere. People are actually using their eyes for so many nonsensical things. So let us also become instrument purified and help others so that they can come and then see the beautiful decoration of the deities. Let them experience the transcendental bliss of the festival of Sri Krishna Janmashtami. We will stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Krishna Janmashtami ki jai. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.